Welcome back to Boxing's Dirty Secrets. I'm your host, Jab Queen Boxing, and today we will explore the Stefy Bull story that no one seems to be talking about. Here was the quiet genius in the corner, the man who we saw magic, a raw kid off a council estate, and turn him into a belt-holding champion. Promoters rang him first. Top fighters like Terry Harper and Jamie McDonnell and Maxie Hughes trusted him with their careers. But while the cameras flashed and the crowds roared, another set of books was being kept. One that weighed kilos, not knockouts, and counted cash in the hundreds of thousands. We're talking about March to May 2020, when encrypted messages flew under the handle Gummico, arranging deals for cocaine priced at $38,000 a kilo. Then the network went dark. The gym lights went cold, and the man who trained champions became a ghost in Operation Venom. One of the biggest police busts of the decade. This is the story of how a life in gloves and wraps unraveled into a 10-year prison sentence. On paper, Andrew Stefy Bull looked like any other ex-fighter who'd swap the ring for the corner. But let me tell you, he owned a radar for talent and had zero patience for excuses. In his Doncaster gym, he'd pace the canvas at dawn, barking combinations while teenagers pushed themselves to their limits. If you survived that, you earned his respect. A respect he built into a boxing empire. By the mid-2010s, he'd steered multiple fighters to British, European, and even world titles, holding a manager's license, a promoter's license, and a direct line to Sky Sports. Kids wanted to be trained by him. Parents, they trusted him. We all saw that clean Range Rover sponsoring local football kits and paying gym fees for families who were struggling. The city loved him. The British Board of Boxing Control, they licensed him. And I think that trust left everyone half blind. You have to understand, boxing gyms often run on cash, door money, ticket splits, white envelopes exchanging hands. It's a world where few ask questions. But by 2017, Steffi was flashing more than just winnings. We saw the new watches, heard the talks of villas in Spain, and the ringside seats booked in bulk. Nobody blinked. I mean, trainers earn when their fighters win, right? Except the big fights weren't rolling in constantly, yet the cash was. Local reporters once asked how a small-time trainer could afford such luxuries. Steffi grinned, dismissed them. Everyone laughed, and nobody followed the money. In spring of 2020, while Britain was in lockdown, the National Crime Agency was deep into Operations Ventic, a massive infiltration of ECNOChat, an encrypted network used by criminals. They called it worry-free chat. Handles popped up Big Tuna, Iceberg, and Yummy Cub. Now, Yummy Cub's logs were basically a shopping list. White, prices, and drop-off points. What tied the handle to Steffi was the data. Messages arranging drug deals were cross-referenced with cell phone tower datas, pinging right back to his gym in Denbigh, Maine, and his home address. But the final nail, the thing that they couldn't argue with, was a simple message wishing Yummy Cub a happy birthday, sent on Andrew Bullcroft's exact birth date. While we were watching him on TV, giving calm corner instructions, his secret phone was organizing the logistics of a major cocaine conspiracy. Get this. Steffi ran his drug operation like a training camp. Meticulous, obsessive, and disciplined. He used the language he knew best, cloaking deals and boxing metaphors. When a courier got nervous, Steffi typed, "Tell him to bite down on the gum shield. Last round coming." It's alleged he paid associates with gym perks. They'd show up with duffel bag and leave with expensive gloves and cash stitched into their hand wraps. The network spanned from Leeds to Grimsby, but the hub remained that red brick gym on Industrial Estate. Kids would come and go, some allegedly carrying parcels, totally oblivious to their contents, believing it was just part of the games. On June 15th, 2020, officers from Yorkshire's Organized Crime Unit raided the home of co-defendant Benjamin Williams. Hidden under a drain cover in a cupboard, they found a safe containing over $80,000 in cash and $10,000 worth of cocaine. When they finally came for Steffi, it was calm. They flashed a warrant and cuffed him. During the house search, they found little, but that EncroChat, that data, it was undeniable. And his reaction? It wasn't panic or surprise. He simply asked for his solicitor and worried about his dog getting out. I'm told that unraveling composure rattled even the seasoned detectives on the scene. The trial at Sheffield Crown Court lasted just 4 days. The prosecution laid out the EncroChat message alongside location data, creating a digital trail that led directly to Belcroft. The defense floated in the idea that someone else had his handle, maybe a boxer staying at his home. The jury didn't buy it, returning a unanimous guilty verdict. The sentence? 10 years. The judge, Peter Hampton, told him, "You have the rare gift of lifting kids out of poverty through sports. You traded it for power, powder, and profit. You changed your arm at trial, just as you changed your arm at offending." Steffi stared straight ahead, betraying no emotion. Outside, the British Board of Boxing Commission issued a statement confirming his license would be reviewed. It's a formality, really. It meant he would never work a licensed corner again. No, the part that really gets me, boxing's dirty secret isn't just that one trainer was a drug conspirator. It's that the sport's cash-heavy, under-regulated economy can leave the side door wide open for criminality. We're talking about purses paid in cash, opaque overseas backers, and informal agreements that create gaps. Steffi knew those gaps because he'd spent a career navigating them. He knew which events paid in cash and which ones required formal bank statements. When he needed to raise funds quickly, he could stage an unlicensed show, sell hundreds of VIP tables, and no regulator would bat an eye. Everyone cheers when a prospect wins. Nobody audits the after party. Andrew Belcroft is in prison. His assets were seized, and the gym where he built his name now sits shuttered, its posters curling on the walls. I've heard that letters from old fighters still arrive, some angry, some asking for training advice. He replies in neat capital letters, reportedly signing off with, "Keep your guard up." The boxing board has tightened some rules, but critics are calling it window dressing. Meanwhile, the sport we love rolls on. TV deals are signed, new champions raise their belts, and somewhere another hungry trainer is figuring out, one way or another, how to make ends meet. So what are we left with? Was Stefy Bull a criminal who used boxing as a cover? Or a boxing lifer, as he later claimed, succumbed to financial pressure during the pandemic? The judge called it financial greed. What remains is the lesson for the sport he utterly betrayed. Talent can lift you up, but character is the only thing that keeps you there. Boxing gave Steffi Bull a name and a platform to change lives for the better. He gave it back, a headline no one wanted. 10 years from now, when another kid from Doncaster wins a title, maybe that will be a kind of redemption. Until then, the lights stay off in the old gym, and the only sound is silence where champions once trained. If you want more boxing's dirty secrets, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. More true crime from the world of boxing is coming soon, right here on Jab Queen Boxing.